Okay, hello guys. Today I'll be taking you through 2015 Kcse Computer Paper 2. Remember, we have done 2016, we have done 2017, we have done 2018, we have done 2019. Therefore, this was the paper. Question 1, create a folder and name it as the first 3 digit of your index number, 1 mark. Then open a word processing program and create the document below as it appears. That the marks. Therefore, we are supposed to create the benefits of sports in running institutions, why we should take part in sports. Therefore, my advice would be you type the whole document up to the last part. Then once you do that, you can go ahead and start formatting. Therefore, what we need to do is to start a folder. Just go to new, then new, then you go to folder. Then you can type your last 3 digits, 001. That is your last 3 digits. Let's say your index 1. Then you open this folder. Now inside your folder 001, you right click, then go to new, then you launch Microsoft Word document, then go to the question paper and see what you have been told to save it as. Therefore, we can see save the document as sports file. S is capital, the others are small, sports file, and therefore you just go to right click, rename, then you have sports file, just like it has been asked. Then from there you double click your document and start typing, just like you are expected to do, and therefore we shall just go and start typing. Therefore, this is benefits of sports in running institutions. It is a good idea to type in small letters so that you can get spelling mistakes. Then after doing that, now you can convert it to uppercase. Then we have the next sentence. That is why we should take part in sports. But you realize that every first letter of every word is capital. If you come to this point, then that one is capitalized each word. Therefore, you can see that one has happened. Apart from now, in is not capital. The rest, every letter is actually capital. The rest of the formatting we shall do as we continue. Therefore, we have the physical exercises when integrated in curriculum help learners to sport schedule for the year. Then we need to draw a table with just check the number of columns. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 5 by 6. Therefore, just go to insert table, then insert 5 by 6 columns that way. Then you go to this part here, layout. Then you can check eraser. Then you can delete this. That one is not there. Then here we also have that one not there. Then swimming, that one. Then football, the second one. That one is not there. Then you return the rubber that way. Then you can enlarge this. Therefore, this is season 1. Then we have season 2, we have season 3, then we have season 4. Then at this point we have swimming, then here we have athletics. Just right click and spell check. Then at this point we have secondary schools, primary schools, teachers, colleges, have technical colleges, then we have universities. That way. Therefore, this is rugby. This is indoors. G is capital games. This is football. Then indoors games. This is football. This is swimming. This is indoors. This is football. Then you also need to take eraser and delete this. This is also football. This is swimming. This is motor sports. Now we are left to format it to be exactly as it looks like. Now this one is double line, also this one. Therefore you need to go to design, then you can take double line, then you need to draw this one to be double line, also this one to be double line, like that. Then from there you double click to make the cursor exit. Then you have these ones, they are looking up. Therefore just go to layout, then text direction. This one, text direction, you click, and then you can bold by going home and putting something like 14. But let's wait and see in the question what will happen. Therefore that's how you create that one. But this one you also go to design, text box, and then you take it to the center. Then football, this one should be taken to the center, also this one center, swimming center, but there is this icon here to make them centered. These ones, they make it centered the way examiner wants them. Therefore now we are done with the typing the document. Let's go and answer the questions. Therefore we go to our questions. Now say we have saved. Insert the text department, that is Department of Sports Resources, as footer. Therefore we just go to the footer. Now the footer is this part here. Therefore you just need to double click here. This is the footer. Then you type that sentence, Department of Sports Resources. That way. Then you apply italics. underline to the center, home center. Therefore, that's what you have been taught. That is apply italics in the footer. Then we go to the next one. Insert a section break at the end of the document created such that the new section starts on a new page. Therefore, first of all, you make sure that everything here is fine. That way. Therefore, just click the cursor here, then press Control Enter, or just go to Layout, then Break, then Next Page Break. Therefore, you have this new page created. Therefore, new page break, 1 mark. Now, insert a bar chart in the new section to present the information in the following table. Therefore, we are supposed to insert a chart here, and therefore what you do, just go to Insert, then you need to go to Chart, Insert Chart. This dialog box comes. Therefore, you're inserting a bar chart, and therefore you choose bar chart, and then click on OK. It will open a spreadsheet. Therefore, this is the spreadsheet. Therefore, once it opens the spreadsheet, you just type the way it is supposed to be typed. We have season 1. We have season 2. We have season 3. We have season 4. Then categories down here. Now this one we have primary schools. We have secondary schools. Then we have teacher colleges. Then we have technical colleges. Then we have universities. That way. Then now you just need to key in the figures 20 the way they are, 10, 5, 9. Then you go to the next one. You type 18, 8, 27. Then you go to season 2. Season 3, you type 4, 20, 15, 5. Then season 4, you type 20.4, 15, 9, 15, then 6. That way. Therefore, after doing that, we can go to the next question. Therefore, that one is done. We go to the next question. Apply a gray background to the chart. Insert caption this to the chart. Change the orientation of the page chart to landscape. Therefore, apply a gray background to the chart. Therefore, you can just go to format the plot area, fill, just go to fill. Then you can choose a color. I've been told to have gray. I think gray is that one. Therefore, that one is done. Then insert a caption, the annual projected. That is the title of the chart. Therefore, just go to title of the chart here. Then type that one. Type the annual projected cost. Mark the spellings. of organization sports to bracket Kenya shilling 123, comma 123, close the bracket that way. Therefore this is the chart title. You have done that. Then we can still go on in our chart. We answer the next question. Change the orientation of the page to landscape. First of all, I shall do that as the last one. Apply the line page border of thickness this, insert page number on the top. Therefore, you go and answer this. Therefore, you just need to cross this. Therefore, once your chart is done, you just click the cursor here, then you go to layout, then page break, then you choose next page break. Therefore, our chart being here, you just go to orientation, then landscape. Therefore, you can see that our chart, this one is actually portrait, but where our chart is actually landscape. Therefore, when you are now here, you just go to design, then page border, that is page border. Then you choose 3 points like you have been asked. Then you choose the kind of border like that. Therefore, you now assign that border. Then insert page numbers at the top right corner. Therefore, to insert the right corner, that is the page numbers here, you just go to insert, then you go to page number, top right. If we just choose top right, choose this, that one will be top right. Therefore, page numbers are at the top right. Insert page numbers at the right. Now we can now format our document the way it looks like. Therefore, you can just go to now this one, you highlight this, benefits, then you put a bigger heading. But first of all, we can turn this one to Times New Roman. Therefore, this one should be a heading like that, institutions at the board. Then we have these ones having a good line spacing. Then we have why should sports. This one, why should sports. If I can just go to paragraph, then we look at spacing here. Spacing. Can put some. We need to get to where. I need to get to where the character spacing is. Let's say check it in font, then advanced. Yeah, here. Then you can put something like 200 that way. That is the character spacing. Then from there, still on this, then we can go to this point here, then draw the double line here at the point, draw the double line, then also make sure this one is somehow separated. Then this also something like that. Then from there we can just go the auto shape. Can check on the auto shape used. Oh, this is the auto shape used. Then auto rotate it somehow. then press till here, then the examiner applied text wrap that way. Then this one should be plain, but the outline should be black. Outline is black that way. Then the examiner drew something here and give it a black color. Then go to font. You can assign 200. Then spacing here, you choose expanded. Then you can expand that way. Therefore, then after expanding that way, you can go back to font. Probably this one, you put something like 100. 100 is not actually applying, therefore you can just do 150. Yeah, that way. Then this one should be bold. After doing that, we can draw the auto shape here. Therefore, go to this auto shape. Then you tilt it. And after tilting, you bring it there. Then go to text wrap and choose something like a square. Then after doing that, we have to remove this color by going to format, then remove the color, then change the outline. The outline shape is black, this one. Then you can draw that thing the examiner has drawn there. There is that thing drawn there. That way, then we need to type the text inside. If we just go and get a text box, shape, then text box, then you can draw a text box. Therefore, we have the physical exercise is good for mind, body, and spirit. Body and spirit. Therefore, you need to go home and reduce that one and spirit. Body and spirit. Then remove the outline for this. Go to format. Then click this point here. Then no outline. That way. So that's how our text box looks like. There is no outline. Then we highlight this, bold, and then if I try to be as creative as possible. Therefore, in practicals, you must be very creative, otherwise it will be very futile for you. That way, then even the outline should be black, should be something of the sort. Then we can go to this athletics. This should be somehow big. You increase the font size and bold. Then engaging sports, we have relevant work. Relevant work here. So this goes to that point. This one is bigger and bold. And bold. Then remember, this part should be where it belongs for you to earn the marks. Then you can go to the other point. The other point is aggressively. That is okay. Aggressively communicate. Then sports offer. This one should be bullets. That is drop cap. Therefore, this one is drop cap up to living. Sports improve. Therefore, the word living here should be somewhere there. Then later afterlife. Later afterlife. Then we have this one as a big heading and borrowed. Sports boost self-esteem. Therefore, this one goes to the next page. That way. Then this one is borrowed and also big. Then this one's also bold, home bold. Then also these ones, you can highlight them to be bold. That way. Therefore, so far this one looks good, and it also earns you the marks that you actually deserve. Therefore, that is how question 1 was supposed to be answered. We have our chart here, and our chart can also be big for visibility purposes. That way. Therefore, we have answered question 1, and that's how question 1 was supposed to be handled. Then, on the other hand, after doing that, a non-governmental organization is interested in maintaining a database of youth who are talented in different sporting activities in a certain village. You have been tasked to assist in developing the database. Create a database named talents in the folder created in question 1, that is half mark. Create tables named players table, sports table, teams table in the database created in one to store the information below, that is 20.5 marks, and therefore we shall be creating this table, players table, sports table, and teams table. Therefore, let's proceed and do that. Therefore, you go to our folder 001, then you right click, you go to new, then database, Microsoft database, right click, new, then you go to Microsoft Kcse database. Then you have been told to name it as talents. Remember, spellings are something crucial to check. And from there you are creating a table called players table. Therefore you always enable macros, go to create, then table design. In table design we have the player ID, that is capital. Then we have sport ID. Then we have first name. Then we have last name. Then we have team ID. Then this one can be the primary key for this one. Then you save, Control S, save that one as players table. Then you save. Now once you do that, you can proceed and create the next table structure. Create table design. Then the next table structure is sport ID. Then you have sport name. Therefore this one is the primary key. On the other one table, it will be the foreign key. Therefore you have those two. Then you can save, Control S. This is sport table. Mark the spellings. Then proceed to the next one, create table design. This one is teams ID. This is the primary key here. Then team name. Then we have registration fee per player. For this is currency, data type like that. That is the primary key. Therefore save that one, Control S. This is teams table. It is joined. Therefore after doing that, after having your table, now this is our players table, sport table, and teams table. Therefore you go on now and feed the data. Therefore you have PR004, then you have PR003, then you proceed PR005. After feeding that, you can feed the next one, sport ID. You have bus 001, you have 4002, then you have football 003. Then sport name, this is basketball, volleyball, then football. Then you can go to team's name. This is Z001, Z002, Z003. Then you have, this is Team Eagle. You have Simba. You have Kifalu. Then this one is 300. This is 400. This is 200. Therefore we have finished feeding our tables. Therefore after feeding our tables like we have done, assign a primary key. We have done that. Create the relationship among the tables. Then modify players table so as to capture the year of birth for the players as shown. Therefore, the first thing we can feed this. Then you can create a relationship. Therefore, you just go to players table. We right click, we go to design view, then we add something called that is year of birth. This should be number. Then save and run. Therefore, you can feed the year of number. Player 004, player 004, 2001, and then player 003. Player 003 is 2002. Player 005, 2000. Player 09 to 002. Player 10, 1999. Then we have player 11, 2001. Then we have player 12, 2000. Then we have player 13, 1998. Then we have player 15, 2002. Therefore, you have answered that one by doing that. You have our 4 marks. Now let's create a relationship. Therefore, to create a relationship, the first step is to cross all the tables. Therefore, cross all, otherwise it will bring mayhem. Therefore, then you go to relationships, double click, cross. Now you can see your 3 tables. Now you realize that this is the parent table. It has all the feeds from the others. Therefore, you can take spot ID, that is one to many, since it is actually here it is the primary key, but here it is the foreign key. Therefore, at this point it can accept duplicates, but at this point it cannot accept duplicates. Then we have team ID. It's still one to many. The same case applies here. Here it is a foreign key, it can accept duplicates, but here it is the primary key, it cannot accept duplicates. Therefore, after doing that, you cross. You have now gotten 2 marks for creating a relationship. Therefore, you go to the next part, create a form named players. Therefore, create a form named players to enter data in the database as appears. Therefore, we are creating a design view for 7 marks. Therefore, you just go to create, then you go to form design, then you save it as players form. That is P is capital, so it is players form. Then you click on OK. Then we are getting this data from the players table. Therefore, you just go to properties. Here you make sure it is reading form here. Then you go to all, then record source. You choose players table, then cross. Then you go to add existing feeds. You will get them here, and therefore you have player ID. You bring it there. Player ID. You hold this bracket thing. You have player ID. Then we have team ID. Team ID also dropped here. Team ID. Then you have first name. First name dropped there. Just drag this point, that is first name, and team name. Year of birth. You first of all bring year of birth here. First name again, year of birth. Okay, this one should be here. Then first name again has been repeated. Then year of birth is here. Now you realize that we don't have team name here. That means we shall go back and create a query and reconnect here. Therefore, you cross this, save. Therefore, you need to create a query between these 2 tables, even if you are not told. Therefore, you go to create query design. We are using players table and teams table. Therefore, we have team name, we have team ID, these others remains. Therefore, just save it as square one. Now we need to do a bit of modification, therefore be very keen. Click on this form of ours, go to design view. Now we change the source here, properties. Here, record source, we change to query one because we now want to include a field that is missing here. Therefore, just go to add existing. Now you can see we have team name, which is required. Now I can bring it here. Can bring the team name at that point and then rearrange the way the examiner want that form to actually look like. Then from here, can just highlight, go to format, bold, you can just put some color like that one, and therefore I just need to write a label here, design. Then I go to label, then I draw the label. Now the label is youth sports members, that way. Then click, go to format, you can center, put black color font, then that is bold. Then you can increase the font size that way. Then save, home, run. Therefore, this is what the examiner wants. First name, this way. Player ID, team ID. Therefore, that's how we have now 7 marks. Then create a query named Eagle A query to display the feeds, player's ID, first name, last name, and age for those players whose team name is Eagle. The calculated feed age is obtained by subtracting the year of birth from the current year, 5 marks. So we have two things, Eagle and calculate the age. So what you do, you just go straight to the design query. Just go create. Then we are creating query. We want the query to have the combination of the all the tables. Therefore, you can drop team ID, team name, registration fee, these ones, all of them. Just double click, year of birth, then test whether it's running. It is running. Therefore, just go to design view and then save it the way you have been told. I've been told to save it as Eagle. Remember spellings, Eagle age query. Then you click on OK. Then after doing that, we go and answer the question. Let's go to where the year of birth is. This is where the year of birth is. Therefore, we type our age. We type our age here. We want to calculate the age, and therefore our age is a calculated feed age. You put a full colon. It is 2020 current year minus year of birth, that way. And then you take this to make sure that it will be found. Therefore, after doing so, we have now calculated the age. Then we go to team name. Team name should be Eagle. You go to where the team name is. Here, you go to criteria team name. You type Eagle. Eagle, that way. It will now only produce Eagle. Then from there, you can run your query and see. Therefore, you see it is very correct. It has only produced Eagle, those guys from Eagle, and then it will also calculate their age. It will also have calculated their age. Therefore, if we reduce this way, you see now we have the age 18, 19, it has been calculated. Therefore, basically, from this angle, you can see we have this, and also we have this, those two. Therefore, we have answered and gotten the 5 marks. Then create a query to show all feeds from the players table for players whose first name starts with letter M and team ID is Z003. Therefore, those are two conditions at once. Therefore, you go back to our query, we close this. This one is done. Yes, you want to save, you go to create, Then query design, we are creating a query from prayers only. So we don't need to drop the others. Double click, double click, double click, double click, double click, double click. Save it so that you cannot forget and lose those 2 marks or 1 mark for saving. Therefore, this is M. Remember spellings, M is capital, Q is capital, the others are small. This is practical, it must be exact. Don't gabble around. Then from there, we have created our M query. We need prayer's first name. Therefore, we go to prayer's first name. Prayer's first name is here. Start with the letter M. Therefore, they are actually starting with the letter M that way. Then, after doing that, and their team ID, therefore, we just go to where team ID is, and their team ID is Z003. This is capital Z003. Then we can run and see. Therefore, so far there is none. And just check on this. That way. Then, therefore, yeah, we are supposed to do it that way. Therefore, you can see we have 2 guys, Marion and Melissa. Therefore, it should be M star, not star M. That is M asterisk. Therefore, from there, you can see that if I go back to design view, it should be this way. It should be actually you type M, and then star. Then you go to where the player ID and put that criteria. Then now when you run, you will get Marion and Melissa. And these are the people who also come from the team ID as the examiner has asked. Therefore, we have also scooped 3 marks. Then create a report named Reg Report to display the total registration fee collected from all players. Therefore, we go and do that. Therefore, what you do, you just go and create a query, create query design. Now, which table consists of money? It is the teams table. Therefore, just go to teams table like that. Then this one you can save it as Reg so that you can remember. Reg report. Then you just drop team name, feed, registration fee that way. Then save. Pause now. Create a report from it. Go to create. Then report wizard. From report wizard, choose Reg report. Send everything to the right. Next, next, next. Finish. Therefore, you can see we have already a report called Reg report as the examiner wants. But the examiner has not told us to do many things. Don't do many things. Do whatever you have been asked. Therefore, we are creating the thought. Right click, go to design view, then go to report footer, draw a text box. You draw a text box, this one AB. If we just draw the text box here, then type equals to sum of now registration fee, registration fee. That is sum of registration fee per prayer, per registration fee per prayer. Remember, spelling must be correct, otherwise it will bring an error message. Therefore, this is the total. That is the total fee, total registration fee. That way, then you can try to see whether it's actually working. Therefore, in case you get a parameter error, that means there is a spelling mistake or that feed is not actually there. Therefore, registration, we skipped I. then we can try to see if you have seen it has worked. And therefore the total registration fee is 900, 700 plus 200. Remember, the formulas are put in the footer, in the report footer. Therefore you can still now modify this one to be okay, to avoid hiding that way. And therefore you can also go to format, make this bold and bigger, then go to save, file, run. Therefore that is whatever the examiner is asking us to do. Then after now creating the report footer, you can just go to the last part. Therefore print each of the following. Therefore printing is simple. You just go to file, then you press print, then print. Now in case you have a printer here, like now mine is this one, I just hit print and then I will get a paper printed for that matter. Therefore that is how question 2 was supposed to be tackled. And you can also see it was a very simple question, especially now that we have done several database questions. Therefore, thank you very much for watching. Remember to give me a subscribe, comment in case you have something to ask, like, and also share my videos to other students, and also keep on watching. I will be doing more and more.